Hi, I'm Greg Gabriel's Key Account Manager for Cicada.
My name is Michael Wiebe, and I'm the Product Technical Services Manager for Cicada Seed America.
I'm excited to talk about the Viking Begonias. They've only been on the market for a couple of years. They're a hybrid begonia, and that hybridity gives them really strong performance, large flowers, lots of flowers. And the thing that sets Viking apart from other begonias in the same class is the deep, dark foliage that you get on the chocolate leaf varieties. Within the Viking series, we have Viking XL, which is the largest upright type growing one. We have Viking also, which is about 20% shorter. And then we have the beautiful Viking Explorer, which is for hanging over your walls or making nice containers or hanging baskets with the Viking Explorer. So lots of flexibility within the series for you. There's one for every situation. And a great thing about begonias is that they grow in the sun, the shade, wet, dry. They're just super easy to take care of.
So one of the things that sets the Viking series apart from other begonia series is its hybrid vigor. It's very, very strong hybrid vigor, not just in its growth, but also in its flower set. And here you have flower sets early in the stem, as well as later on at the ends of the stem, which is really, really why you see that color all the way across the plant. Specifically over here in the Viking Explorer, which is really, really what sets it apart from other series of trailing begonias.
So you'll notice we have a couple of tags here, and this is the All-America Selections tag. All-America Selections has gardens from the east to the west, from the north to the south, and a judge at each garden, and they score these plants. It's a very prestigious award. It's like the Oscars of the plant world. We're really excited to have the Viking XL Red on Chocolate as an AAS winner. So that means it did super well in the gardens. And a very special award really for the new Viking Explorer, which is the All-America Selections Gold Medal winner. This is even a notch above. This means it is the best in class, again, across from east to west, north to south, and the judges liked it. They scored it very highly. And so there are very few gold medal winners, and this one won.
So what's really nice for consumers about the Viking series is we have something for everyone and something for everything in the garden. So we offer the standard Viking, the Viking XL, which is slightly more vigorous, and the Viking Explorer. In beds, the Viking and the Viking XL are a little bit more upright, and you can plant them depending on where you are. I would suggest maybe the XL for the northern growers where growth might be a little bit slower because of those long springs and slow onset for the summer. Over here we have the Viking Explorer, which would be a lot better for hanging baskets and containers to get that spill effect. So as far as maintenance and care with Viking Begonia, it's going to behave a lot like the other hybrid begonias on the market in its vigor and its resilience. So in the shade or the sun, this plant is going to behave very, very well. It is, as long as you're watering it and monitoring your soil and everything, this plant will do just fine and thrive. As far as fertilizer goes, I always suggest a little bit of slow release fertilizer whenever you plant something, whether in the bed or in containers. And then again, the plant is always going to let you know in its leaves when it is hungry. So if you do find that your begonias are hungry, you can spot shot them with a little bit of liquid feed. I'd say your standard 20-10-20 is fine, 10-10-10, just use as the label recommends, and they will bounce back no problem. But very, very low maintenance plant in the sun or the shade. You do not need to deadhead. It will continuously bloom throughout the season. So like many other begonias out on the market, it's a relatively low maintenance plant as far as care and pest control. I would say just make sure you're watching the plants throughout the season. You probably won't have any issues, but if you do see something, just use your standard garden insecticides and that'll clean it right up for you. Greg, as far as my favorite, I don't know about you, but I really, really like the XL Red on Chocolate over here because of the pop of the color of the flowers against that contrast of the really, really dark foliage. Viking XL has the darkest foliage on the market of any other hybrid begonia. So, I mean, just that contrast of color is really, really what sets it apart.
That's a great choice, Michael. I agree. And for a garden planting or something like that, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But if you're going for a hanging basket, or if you have a landscape wall that you want something to trail over a little bit, the Viking Explorer is really my favorite. In a hanging basket, it's going to fill in nicely. It's going to grow wider than it taller, so you can still have the structure of the hanger there, and then a beautiful just trailing basket. Or if you're landscaping in front of over a wall, it drapes nicely and it looks great and softens the edges of a landscape wall.
Biggest thing to take home about the Viking series of Begonia is there's something for everyone and everything, from pots to containers and into the bed. And you have just a wall of color in this plant, not just later on the stems, but earlier on the stems, with that vigor in a low maintenance plant.
Yeah, so sun, shade, they're very, very versatile, or something in between. They're going to do great for you in the garden. If you're looking for an easy care plant and you want to fill a big space, Viking Begonias are definitely a good choice for you.